Welcome back, everyone. 2017 blade&soul World Championship. We're on day 2. We've just ended our first match of the day.
Yep.
We'll be going on to the second match. See the winners from Group B duke it off in this best of 7 once again.
Yeah, and we have, like we mentioned before, the EU versus NA clash, XDDDD versus Guardian.
I mean, to be honest, Ending, starting from day 1, we knew that the Western teams, they had to make so much effort to get to each and every day. But right now, we see the West winning out both of their matches with the NA side, Guardian winning out their match, and also XDDD winning out their match in the opening day to get to this stage onto the winners match. And such an accomplishment already to really congratulate them for how well they've done in day 1. Now we're on to day 2, but no more Western winning every time anymore. One team will be the loser out of these two, and whether it will be the EU or the NA, the chat will know far better than we do of who the victor will be. You guys do make your predictions. We'll move on to the match very soon.
Yeah, but if you think of it the positive way, at least one Western team out of the 4 will make it up to the quarterfinals. So today, whether it be XD or Guardian, the winner of this match is gonna be the first place seed of Group B.
And definitely, you guys need not to worry, because definitely quarterfinals is confirmed for at least one of the Western teams. There's no way that both Western teams will be eliminated from the round of 16 in the group stage. So already into the later parts of the day, so they already are confirmed. Either already to the day 4, I believe, will start the quarterfinals day.
Yeah.
And they've already made it that far. So much good vibes for the Western team. Now it's going to be divided a little bit towards NA or EU now.
Yeah, that will definitely be divided. But still, up to today, we still have all 4. So 2 NA and 2 EU still remain.
That's true.
And you never know. We may have at least 3 Western teams. I'm not sure if all 4 will be able to make it up, to be honest. But in the best case scenario, we may see at least 2 to 3 Western teams make it up to the quarterfinals. That would be crazy.
That would be absolutely insane, because that 8 teams that you're talking about left in the quarterfinals, with the round of 8 is being the 8 quarterfinals there.
Yeah.
But if you have half of those teams, half of the 8 teams being Western teams from NA and EU,
it's going to be very interesting.
What is happening to the tables turning with blade&soul, internationally being... We thought that NA and EU, having been introduced to the game much later than the other regions, especially during the East Asia regions have. So
it just shows that they're good at the game.
They're really good. And, we like to talk about blade&soul, what kind of genre it actually really just replicates. Because it's not a true Evo-style game where it's not a true Tekken or Street Fighter, those kind of 1v1 or 3v3 bout battles. But there's a little bit of other matters mixed in there. So it's going to be multiple things really mixed into this very unique genre you guys know as blade&soul. And if you haven't tried it, just kind of know what you're getting into, because it's definitely a fun and exciting game enough for the NA and EU teams to be this successful already in this tournament. So see what they have to do.
Yeah, it's just basically whatever fighting game you've played in the past on steroids and 3D.
Whatever you want to think.
Yeah, like... This is the reason I love casting blade&soul rather than other, you guys may know, I don't even need to name the famous games, but the other famous games, yeah, they are fun to play, they are fun to watch, but for casting, to be honest, personally, blade&soul, there is no other game that, matches this fun and this excitement. Whenever I watch it and cast it, it's such fast-paced game, you don't have time for boredom.
We never stop talking, so you guys never have to stop listening to our beautiful voices.
Yeah, and I'm sweating because, even from the start, from the first match, it was so much going on. Even though it was very unfortunate for tourists, for the Chinese side, it was a 7-1 victory on the Taiwanese side. However, throughout that 7-1 victory, we did see a lot of action going back and forth, and the Chinese team did not give up until the end. They did try their hardest, but unfortunately, the skill difference was shown that Taiwanese team Pengandi was greater than the Taurus team.
And I think this was really just going back to the fact that there is no resident sleeper moment in any parts
Yep.
of Blade and Soul games, and you always see a lot of excitement and action that will not exhaust you until the very end. But we're getting a little bit of note that we're having some problems with some of the players setting up. So,
Yep.
like I said, Ending always likes to mention this to you guys. We want to get all the problems resolved before the game begins so we don't get let down. I think we are finally ready as we do speak. So I need to be the one that speaks of problems and they will be resolved. If you just stop speaking of problems, then they will happen again.
Yeah, if I speak about a problem, I cause problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you talk about a problem, it is fixed.
What a troublemaker you are, Andy. But we're going to move right on to the matches. The game that you guys have all been waiting for. NA vs EU is finally began. And really, XDDDD. Brother Bill, we know him very much as the leader of this team on that Blade Dancer. As we seeing the other two players.
We also have Zappish and Ares on the roster.
We know Zappish as the Master KFM, really in that EU region, doing pride towards all the KFM players out there. We know him. Coming next to Ryaku, also being one of the top KFMs out there. Shout out to Andy Day, who's been double working as a Blade and Soul player and also a caster over another esports event. But just right now, Zappish is very excited because he's not just going up against any other team, it is against another Western counterfeit. And that is the Guardian team that we're about to introduce very, very soon.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, you know how we've been referring to the Western team as their, in-game names, but, it would be funny if we just called Bill, Anton, and Albert. Like, it would be so awkward.
It wouldn't add to the dynamics of what we're trying to do with the thing.
Yeah.
But as you say, that's the most important.
Ian is in against Bill instead of,
Bill,
Brother Bill versus Vape.
Bill killed
Ian.
Bill killed Ian. That sounds actually really violent, though. Bill killed Ian. That sounds really violent. I don't want to say that in front of cast.
Well, anyways, now on screen we do have Guardian, we have Vape, the Bears, and Aikini. And yesterday Aikini, he showed us some Warlock plays. He did come out a little later in the day, but I hope he found his confidence, and let's just hope that he isn't nervous.
And definitely Aikini was the biggest showcase in terms of Guardian from yesterday's match, but even more importantly, we have to focus on the Bears because this guy is supposed to be the main carrier of this team, and he has shown very, very good performances in the past, especially during his regionals back in NA, but right now in day one, he couldn't show the effort that we're used to seeing from him against a little bit more familiar opponents they have in XD. I'm sure the Bears and the rest of the Guardians are really trying to look for a clean finish and really just establish themselves as the best Western team, but let's see how this match actually folds out.
Yeah, we'll have to see which side, NA or EU, will take the victory and claim the first seed for Group B, and it will be decided very soon in this second best out of 7.
Yeah, right now, it's just we are sorting out some of the problems. Like I mentioned, the other problems.
It seems like Bill's computer isn't working properly.
I mean, when the computer isn't working, he's just Bill. But when the computer is working proud and loud, he's Brother Bill. But we want Brother Bill onto the game very, very soon. But I mean, Bill
Rask, come on, Mr. Rask.
Mr. Rask, please solve the problem along with the OGN staff. Looking at the game, moving right along.
Yeah. Well, it seems like, the checking is finished. And now on Guardian side, it seems like there is no problem. All right, let's get this match underway already. Come on.
Please, OGN, we really want to get onto this match. So does everybody viewing on Twitch.
Yeah.
So much action, so much storyline behind this particular match. I mean, we've had NA and EU in other esports titles before, but probably the first time in Blade and Soul to ever see EU versus NA, and the rivalry always has been there, although we like to cheer on for the Western sides. All equally, more importantly for the viewers, is that NA, EU, who's stronger?
Did I mention that I'm very happy that NA and EU participated in this Worlds?
Oh, you did say that. When did you say that? I thought I was the only one to say that.
I don't know. I'm very happy. Yeah. Right. But now we have the referee checking the computers just in case there could be a problem or anything. We don't want problems. Like I said,
I definitely would take this way over having problems in the middle of the series. Definitely, I could take a little bit more time. I could forgive the computers being malfunctioning for the beginning of the match right before we move on, because I really don't want any problems during the game and,
definitely not.
and during the series when everything has already been hyped up and I want to cool down, put some water
I
on the
kind of need
chills.
to cool down though. I'm sweating.
Oh, you are sweating. I mean,
Yeah.
this ending, I can only see you ending,
Yeah,
and
I'm
the
dripping sweat.
viewers can't see you right now, but you are sweating like a molten rock.
Yeah. I have a tsunami going on inside my hair.
That's a lot of water.
Yeah. And finally, we get to see our first set.
Are we ready? Let's see Zapish.
Yep.
KFM versus Dabez on the Assassin. Now, I mean, Zapish, we always know what he's capable of, and he's looking to bring that again, but it's more about Dabez, whether he will come out to play in Day 2. He hasn't done necessarily so in Day 1, where his other teammates really did the carrying for the team, and Dabez, he's supposed to carry that role on his own shoulders. Whether he'll do that, we'll see in Game 1 as he goes against Zapish.
And I actually talked to some of the KFM players in Korea, like Suwon and Doug and Kang, and for them being such a great KFM players, I asked them, what's a hard matchup for KFM, and one of the matchups was actually an assassin.
Okay.
So let's see how Zapish will, go up against the Bears assassin.
Definitely,
if he's able to take him on.
I think they would come from that idea just for the fact that the mobility is definitely there for the assassin, whereas the KFM has to get in range, has to get that confirmed distance shortened down to get his start up his damage. So with an assassin, definitely you have to chase around the ring, trying to get that opportunity. But I think we are starting to get ready to get onto Game 1. Finally, let's get onto Game 1. XD, Guardian, we are ready. Game 1 will begin right away. With Zapish versus the Bears to start us off in this Western Clash. Game 1 commence. Let's get on. Now, Day 1 was all about whether the Western teams can really make past Day 1 and make it to Day 2. Now they've done that. This Day 2 is all about NA or EU. Who's better?
Yep. And let's see who makes the first move. Jumping around.
Yo, Zapish trying to go for the initiate. Doesn't really work out with all the mobility. The assassin from the Bears really has.
Go.
The Bears really going for that first strike. We might see a resemblance of what we're used to seeing from this guy. It's the initial strike on Zapish.
Yeah, and Zapish actually used his second win, and one more CC from the Bears. It's not going to look good, but into the aerial.
Rising kick, putting a little bit of damage onto the Bears, but
all right, they're both out of all of their escapes now.
It is going to be the crunch time now. Who can get the initial strike onto the stun?
Here we
Start
go.
with Zapish, putting him into the air, gets him into another cycle into the air. So much damage coming in. Another stun. Will this be the end of the Bears? And that will be enough damage to finish him off. And Zapish for the side of XD gets the first win. And now it's the EU over NA currently 1-0.
Yep, easy peasy for Zapish. And like I mentioned before, how I talk to the Korean players because about KFM having a hard match against Assassins. But that's what the Koreans think. That's what the players that I talk to think. But apparently Zapish is, no problems against Assassins.
All about the individual skill sets, and Zapish really proved that there. It was a situation where both players did not have any escapes. It was definitely the crunch time for both of them to go for the initiate. Zapish found the first piece of that and was good enough to finish him off in a series of combo.
Yeah, and there was a moment when they were both out of escapes, and Zapish was able to land that first CC into the area. And, it's like same thing with the KFM. So many CCs that if you're out of your escapes and back, even if you do have a back roll, Zapish is definitely going to tech chase you if you back roll. So, it's the same situation with an assassin. So, if you're going up against an assassin and you're out of escapes, you're basically 100-0.
Yeah.
Same, pretty similar to KFM. It's just that the KFM only has one escape. So, he has to be a little bit more careful when he's going up against an assassin. But this time around, Zapish capitalized on that no escape on the Bears and just finish them off.
From many occasions that we see the KFM, it's definitely harder than the Assassin to get that initiate on.
Yeah.
Actually, we're going to go on to game 2, but it's going to be a Warlock mirror match.
Wow, we have the Warlock mirror match, Ares versus Aikini.
Yeah, Ares versus Aikini is an interesting matchup because both players did pretty well in day 1. So, especially with Azair doing pretty well and Aikini carrying the load for Guardian, and it'll be very interesting to see who gets the win right here. Game 2, currently with EU being 1-0 up, and they really want to take that 1 point right back to themselves with Guardian. Aikini really has to put up an edge, get that win right here for them.
And I predict multiple quells being used. I'm going to call them now.
They go on to game 2 to see what you're going to call ending. We're going to move on to EU versus NA. See who gets that second point in this series. Straight on. And I know you guys all love the Warlock mirror matches.
Oh, yes.
With so much paper.
Yep, just
in front of their
quells
faces.
all over the face, sanctums on the ground, but the Tether Blade landing first for Aikini.
Okay, we're not going to see the typical Warlock mirror match that we're used to seeing. They're just going to summon the Familiar and try to go for the damage all the way. There we go for the first initial strike. Coming in from
Aikini making
right
his
there.
move. Yeah. Right now, Ares is out of his second. Oh, there we go with the sanctum.
Will he use the time distortion to get things back? There you go. Both players use the time distortion to get their cooldowns right back on track, but it is still Ares being down in terms of HP. So Aikini feeling very confident about the situation. He played very well in day 1, trying to continue that on to day 2.
Yeah, it seems like he is actually doing a little bit better than Ares right now at the start. We still do have 2 minutes and roughly 10 seconds left.
The Familiar will be summoned on both sides as the timers are very, very much the same.
Yeah. Who is a better trainer? Which thrall is stronger? And
Ares time.
doing
so much
damage.
damage. Will he be able to get out? The second wind is not available for the side of Aikini. And will he be down? He still doesn't have the second wind. And that will be enough damage. Coming in from Ares, and another win over to EU. And it's 2-0 for the side of Europe over North America.
This was actually a less boring or less Resident Sleeper Warlock mirror match.
Definitely, they go for the damage.
Yeah, from the start, Aikini made his move, took away like 30 to 40% of health for from Ares, but then, you know, Ares was just getting the feels of how Aikini was going to play his Warlock, and he just came back right back and just finished them off right quick.
I can just imagine what the chat is really running about NA and EU at this moment, as EU currently is up 2-0, and really North America has yet to put up a fight against the side of XD, and I mean, gotta put it to them. I mean, Aikini did pretty well for the first parts of the game, but so much damage coming from Ares, and
Tons of damage. I love to say it. Tons of damage, especially when it's a Warlock.
you want that, but sometimes we don't get that done because we see literally a printing machine coming from the typical Warlocks we see in Korea. Puts a paper in front of their face, blocking nothing because the other Warlock is putting a paper in front of his face. So the psychology behind that is still yet to be found, but we got a very exciting Warlock mirror match for game 2.
Yeah, and it seems like we are done with the first 2 sets of singles, and we will be moving on to our third set, which is a tag match. And EU, as Joel mentioned, is up 2-0. If they win this tag, they'll be up 4-0. And NA, Guardian, they don't want that. They don't want EU to get that momentum, especially them having 0 points right now. They have to come back and try to stop their momentum right now.
It doesn't matter if it's the Western teams or the Korean teams. If you're up 4-0 in the best of 7, that really takes a toll on you. It's really difficult to come back from there. So much tilt will be involved if EU wins once again in this tag match. Currently it's 2-0 up for the side of XD, and Guardian has yet to find an answer in terms of singles. Whether they can do it in the tag will be another question to answer, but Guardian, we saw the Bears, we saw Aikini making their effort. Vape has yet to make an appearance so far. He's going to make his first appearance in this tag match, so we can find a little bit of more answers for his team. We're going to find out.
Yeah, and it seems just by looking at the compositions, the NA, like I mentioned yesterday, Guardian has a little bit more of a composition similar to Korea or identical to Korean players. And let's see if that composition will work out in this tag match, because like we multiply said, like repeatedly said, they don't want XD to have a 4-0 lead, and the music has changed. Let's get this third set going. Let's get it on.
Definitely, we knew that before we started this, it's going to be a heated one, because you know the difficulties in agreement between the NA fans and the EU fans over the matter of esports for the years, and we start a new generation of that NA versus EU now with blade&soul.
Vape is just going all out right now.
Vape is angry. That's the only way we can describe it. He takes down Ares to 40% health in the first 20 seconds of the game.
Forces him to tag out already.
But gets the chase right away.
Yeah.
Now is Vape gonna literally single-handedly carry with the destroyer.
Wow. He is doing work right now.
Okay.
He is doing work.
I mean, the other two guys can just sit on the floor and just watch as Vape destroys everyone.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of the Japanese destroyer. Yeah, that's super aggressive.
I still can't get over that guy. It's like he's still back in the back of my mind. Old.
Yeah. And now we have Brother Bill
for the first
on
time
the field. Yes, against Aikini. Let's see how
Bill
he plays against this Warlock.
Makes his first appearance in this series today in this Western Clash. Brother Bill has been a very stable leader for this team for the time they have been together. But now he makes his appearance, makes some actions.
Distortion gets his second win back, but he uses it right away and gets it back. Brother Bill doing pretty good, taking out the time Distortion.
Really looking for an answer towards Brother Bill now, but get him up to the air. It's going to force a reactionary 2v2 because of that defensive effort.
Yep. There we go. You know, that reactionary 2v2, I love seeing that, because that just shows the reflexes of each team. You know, they're not behind. They're not letting their teammates get, you know, hurt from the offensive interfere that the opponents use. So the reactionary 2v2, most of the time it goes, you know, nothing too much happening, because they're both using their party skills to save each other.
Just canceling out the other people's attacks, and that's exactly what they're doing. But Vape coming out once again, just cutting down the familiar piece by piece, and cutting down to 40% health. But now he's going to take a little bit of damage on his own with Ares, with the help of his teammate trying to go for the damage there.
He came out with the Fury build, and he's getting punished for it.
Fury build has to be proc, which he does now, but unless he can get some damage now, he's going to take so much damage like that. And that will be the first man out already for the side of Guardian, and it'll be 3-2 currently in favor of XD of Europe.
Yeah, Vape did so well. Why did he? There is this jinx about, you know, destroyers coming out with Fury builds
for some
reason. Yeah, last year it actually did work out a couple of times, and you know, it's a good surprise attack. But you know, when you did so well even without the Fury build, why bring out the Fury build?
I mean, I think he might have gotten confidence after coming out for the first man on doing so well without the Fury build that, you know, if I had the Fury build, maybe I can do a little more damage doing the same thing. But definitely misunderstood that logic all the way and resulted in a first man down already. And now Ares looks to be single-handedly carrying his team now. So much damage towards the Guardian.
Yeah, Daber is now trying to do some work right now. He has 2 attack points, so yeah, it makes sense that he is on the field. But we'll see if they are able to keep him alive.
Brother Bill keeping the Bears in check, really allowing nothing for him.
Brother Bill still saves that second reversal, not having to use that escape, even though he did get chased.
There's really a sense of comfort.
It's the aerial. Offensive interfere.
That's going to be the Warlock putting in. Ares using the knock-up coming in from Brother Bill to make that combo work out with that interfere.
This aggression is actually working out pretty well for XD right now.
We usually thought Guardian would be the one to go with the aggression, but it's XD this time around, going in extra aggressively, knowing their chances. It's going to be Aikini trying to put in some effort, but Otherwise,
We have Zappish.
Zappish, he hasn't made it too
Pulls
much
him
appearance.
in. Rising Dragon
in
into
the
the area.
attack
There
match,
we
but
go.
there you go. Another knockup into the
offensive
Warlock.
interfere.
This interferes working like a charm.
Wow.
And
They know what they're doing.
every time Aries comes in for the offense, he hasn't used one defensive interfere. He just came in every time for the offensive interfere for his teammates to knock them up. And for him to just deal out free damage, which has already resulted in 2 deaths for the side of Guardian. Now, Europe, XD is looking to go up 4-0 in a matter of time now.
See, when that aerial happens with the offensive interfere from a Warlock, that's when you need the Destroyer to do your iron plating for the defensive interfere. But Vape is dead.
Vape is not here.
With 3 interfere points.
He has used 1 interfere points for the entirety of this game, and that's now costing the entire side. And there we go again, another knockup.
Wow.
Aries literally killing all 3 players. And Europe is now comfortably ahead, 4-0. And North America now are praying for their hopes to stay alive. That is not gonna be a 6-0 clean sweep. They have a little bit of chance to make their way back. Now there's still a chance, even if they lose 1 more match, they can just win the rest of them and still garner 6 points. Win up the series, but definitely easier said than done when you're already 4-0 down. That's that momentum shift really against you. Really, it's got to play against you if you're the side of North America and knowing that you're going up against the side of Europe. There's so much more pride on the stake here.
Yeah, and like Joel mentioned, there is 2 more singles left and 2 more tag matches. And out of the total of 4 matches, they could only, give up 1 singles, and they have to win out the rest. And I'm talking about, Guardian, because they're down 4-0 right now, and if they want to stay in in this tournament, or win this and take away the first seed away from XD, they have to win both of the tag and 1 singles.
Definitely. We see Vape there on the screen, very, very
Already
angry
dead.
about himself because he only made his first appearance in this series, in the Western Clash, for the first time in the tag match, and he's done pretty well when he first did come on, but after that tag in, coming with that greedy, risky Fury build.
He actually did very well in the early games, forcing XD to tag out and use defensive interferes. But I think he might have gotten that confident boost a little bit too much that he came out. Like, the Fury build is okay, but when you're about to die, you have to be ready for your teammates' defensive interfere or be ready to tag out. However, he was unable to do either and ended up dying with 1 tag point and 3 interfere points.
And he even had the tag point available, so it was really much of a no excuse to tag out in time. I think he was just feeling the pressure that he had to do something with the Fury build while he was out there, but couldn't get anything done before he died in an instant. Now it's gonna be Vape trying to make a retaliation effort. This time against Brother Bill, also making his first singles appearance of this singles series. And we're gonna be seeing XD, whether they can extend this over to a 5-0 commanding lead, or whether Guardian, with the help of Vape, be able to pick up 1 point, keep their hopes alive in the series.
Yeah, the 2 spinners meet once again in their 4th matchup, and EU being 4-0, Guardian, regardless of this match, not giving EU the victory anyways. It's gonna be 5-0 if EU wins, but they don't care. They need to get that 0 out of the way from their scoreboard.
And right now, if this series does turn out to be a 6-0 clean sweep towards Europe, the chat will be on fire with whoever you want to cheer for, but it's getting close to there. And see, getting 5 in this Western Clash of XD versus Guardian. You see Brother Bill face up against Vape. We can see Guardian pick up that 1 point. We're going to find out. Let's get on. Now, mind you, ending, this is still only the group stage, and it's already getting heated for all the right reasons.
And I'm still sweating.
NA versus EU. I mean, you're sweating for the right reasons as well. It's hot in here.
And Vape does not come out with the Fury build.
Okay. I mean,
understandable.
Maybe he learned his lesson.
Yeah, that, or this is the typical build, so it's not unusual that he didn't bring out the Fury.
So much key flickering for a class like a Destroyer. You wouldn't imagine such a big guy being so agile on the keyboard.
Alright, gets pulled in. Persistence is used, and he is making his move right now. Vape forcing Brother Bill to use his escape.
so Brother Bill will not have the reversal, the tap escape available as the time comes. But
All right, the gust is out for Vape as well. One good CC. He might, either one is gonna lose at least 50 to 60% health.
with definitely
there we
being
go.
a Blade Dancer and a Destroyer, it's going to take them a lot longer to finish each other off. Goes for the Phantom Grip instead of lightning draw there.
He knows that Vape is out of escape for the next 10 seconds at
12
least.
seconds,
There we go.
11 seconds,
Making
10
his
seconds.
move!
Will that be enough time to finish him off? He's almost got it.
Searing Strike, buying some time. 3 more seconds till Gust. He gets his Gust back, but it's not looking good.
And a
for
very
Vape.
smart use of that timing, knowing that it's on the cooldown
Gets pulled
still.
in. Gust right away.
He has to be careful, Vape. He doesn't have the escape. He's trying to go for that
Back
Josh
row
Green
chase.
combo.
Escape
Go for a
use.
little bit of that. Now he doesn't have the reversal available, so another stun coming from Vape will do significant damage. Oh, maybe could finish off Brother Bill in an instant. Doesn't have the Flock of Blades available, and the retreat is now back on cooldown. So,
Yeah, this is kind of like Deja Vu. They're both out of their escapes. 10 seconds for Vape, 15 for Brother Bill. Who will make the first move? I bet it's gonna be Brother Bill.
I would think Brother Bill should go for the play here, as you mentioned, Indy, because one enough good combo to double aerial.
Is taking damage.
And aerial damage as well. I don't know if that's a graphical bug or
This
not.
is graphical bug. Yeah, Brother
Yeah.
Bill is in front of the Destroyer right now.
Yeah, but right now Brother Bill has to go for one more series of attack. It might be good enough. He goes to lightning draw a little bit early. I don't know if that was the best decision to go with.
Oh, he
Phantom
got it.
grip.
He got it. No escape for Vape. Brother
able to get
Bill
the
seems
stun
to
here.
take the victory here.
There we go. Oh, just survives though. And stun
Really?
coming up. Will Brother Bill be knocked off here? Vape is very, very close to
There
getting the
we
win,
go.
but just doesn't have enough to barely eke out that 1 point that the Guardian really absolutely needed.
That was
Very,
very close.
very close.
But to be honest, I knew Brother Bill wasn't going to die because he did have his reversal. He just waited for the perfect time and he ended up not using it and still being able to kill off Vape. It was close regarding the health bar, but Vape was out of Gust. Brother Bill had his escape. So the outcome that I expected actually happened in the end. And EU gets the lead 5-0.
6-0. One more singles win. It might be a nightmare for the side of Guardian, no matter if they make it to the further stages of Worlds 2017. They're going to remember this moment and say that NA lost to EU. In a clean sweep of 6-0, it's not something they would like to remember, but it will be on the back of their heads for the remainder of time. They remember this tournament.
Yeah, Vape almost, killed the build. But
You're trying to make a meme there.
he wasn't able to though. Very close though. It was very well played by Vape, even though he was at such low health. He brought down Brother Bill's health almost as same as maybe 5%.
Very close, very close.
Yeah, look at that. But if you notice right now, yeah, like I mentioned, Brother Bill did have his escape available, so he was kind of comfortable. I'm pretty sure he had his finger on it just in case.
Brother Bill, like you mentioned, ending your meme of Mission Kill Bill did not occur for Vape. He was very close to getting there.
Very close.
But in the end, it's all about the results. And another point does go over to Europe for the side of XC, and now they're up 5-0 against North America's Guardian. Could be onto potentially the last match. It does say set 5 here. Could be the last single here. Vape is not going to let go of this moment. He knows how close he was to getting that win. He's going to have a second try on the singles, this time against Ares. Ares has been performing spectacularly well, even throughout the singles and also the tag match that he was involved in. All together.
All right, Warlock versus Destroyer. Let's see. Look at Ares. He has a smirk on his face. It seems like he is confident that he will be able to beat Vape, but we'll have to see.
Will Vape bring out the Fury? That's the question.
Nah,
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Especially not against a Warlock. You need those escapes. You need that persistence. But we'll have to see when we get into the match.
We're going to go right onto the match to see whether Vape's third attempt at a victory will come through. Will he bring out the Fury? We'll find out in this potentially last match in this Western clash between XD and Guardian. Straight on. Here we go. XD.
Yep.
Guardian.
Oh, what do we see here?
He did bring it out. Oh, he did bring it out.
Bring out the Fury.
I was just joking.
He did bring out the Fury.
I was just
But
joking.
I just want to say this. This is a world champion tournament, and if Vape comes out and loses, that's gonna be very big on his mental, fortitude. It's gonna break it down.
I mean, for one thing, I want to say that Vape doesn't want to go out in disappointment, and he want to at least put out his best efforts to win out a game, even if he does lose out. So much damage comes from Ares. Ares now realizes the Fury build is on tack and really not going to give any room to his opponent. Vape might go out 100-0.
Yeah.
And Ares, a casual knuckle towards his teammate.
Yeah, Fury.
Can you announce the scoreboard for me? I don't want to do it.
6-0. Victory goes to XD, and Guardian is wiped.
Thank you, Nick, for doing your play-by-play of the day. That was your one quantity of the day.
But yeah,
Europe gets the win, 6-0 over North America. Guardian is white.
Yep.
North America are white for the side of Europe.
But they're not knocked out yet, so all of you NA fans still hang in there. They will be going up against Noonsound Fan Club.
That's a tough opponent as well.
That is, but they're not knocked out. They
unfortunate
still have a
situation.
chance.
Noonsound Fan Club will be awaiting the Guardian team. And once they get back into the second place match, they're going to be going to the winners match of Group C after this short break. So, with commencement, that EU has victored over NA 6-0. We'll have a short break. We'll be right back to join us back over to Group C for the winners match to come. So stay tuned.